going to be championship contenders, Jay Will. The Pelicans in the next couple of seasons, do you see it happening?
No, MT, not in the next couple of seasons. Look, I think this team is well on their way. I like Brandon Ingram. I still think he'll have a quiet 27. He'll put up numbers. Zion is going to continue to develop his game. I think he could be a tremendous talent. I think losing Drew Holiday really hurts this team. I'm still waiting for somebody to take on a massive leadership role that could take this team to the next level. I still think they're a couple of pieces away from being there, and I don't think that's going to happen in the next couple of years.
Well, let me ask you this, Jalen. Have you seen a difference in Zion, his body, his game, and everything that we've seen so far this season?
Absolutely, and that's why his minutes are up. He doesn't necessarily need to load manage. And the new coach, Stan Van Gundy, is going to challenge Zion defensively. And I like what I'm seeing, he and Brandon Ingram as a young, budding, all-star laden, talented tandem for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Well, fellas, I think that somehow we managed to do this thing. You guys were at home. You've switched turtlenecks, but we still made it through NBA Countdown with the home base in Miami. I appreciate both of you guys. Jalen, stick around and we'll be here at halftime. But first, we get you to the Hornets and the Pelicans. And there's some brothers that'll be on the sideline and on the call. Enjoy this one.
Tonight from New Orleans, several members of the NBA
this week and trying to move forward. But Jay Will, when you first saw the images, when you first heard the league's response, what was your reaction?
You know, Maria, it was that professional athletes, when you think about leadership, they think about how to inspire instead of how to incite, okay? And I had so many conversations with a lot of my friends because they range across a ton of different ethnicities and races about this is what we talk about when you hear terminology like white privilege. These are the things you talk about, the ability that, you know, LeBron said it perfectly. You live in two separate Americas. Jaylen Brown said it perfectly. And that's how we feel as black people. As a black man, that's how I constantly feel. And I think this was a reminder once again that we do live in two different worlds and that there is a double standard. And that, once again, when I hear guys like LeBron, when I hear guys like Pop, when I hear guys like Doc Rivers, that we are using our platform to continue to inspire. And I think there is an awakening that continues to happen. And this is the opportunity for every athlete and every person to continue to come together and stand united. And we need to continue to use this as momentum to push us to become one, a team. And I think it's so important that we continue to use our platform to inspire, once again, not to incite.
Yeah, and you know, Jay Will, this is just nothing new for the players. They've been using their platform. We saw it in the bubble, but it almost seems like there's a new perspective of light that's been shed onto the circumstances in America, Jalen.
Absolutely, and I see that light at the end of the tunnel. It's actually not a train. And I had to sit back and wonder, why are they so upset? Why are they trying to overthrow democracy and, in theory, physically overthrow Capitol Hill in the government? Because change is actually taking place. In Capitol Hill, in Arizona, in Wisconsin, in my home state of Michigan, and in your home state, Maria, of Georgia. And when that change happens, sometimes it can be extremely difficult for those that have basically been in power for over 400 plus years. That wasn't a diverse audience. And all of us that was watching that on TV, the United States that represents an amazing melting pot of freedom, we were all watching them. And you know what we were saying? That their thinking is outdated. We have passed them by. So I am actually enthusiastic that there's going to be change in the White House. There's going to be change in Georgia. And how about the fact that athletes will now go back to the White House after they win an NBA or an NFL championship? It's going to be refreshing to see us clearly try to come together.
Yeah, the Lakers are looking to make their run to the White House and spend time with Joe Biden after winning the championship. And you're right, it's great to see the players actually using their platform during a time where there's a new perspective and maybe a self-diagnosis happening right now in our nation. Well, game one of our doubleheader, you get another look at Zion Williamson. He's in year two, 29 points on Wednesday versus the Thunder. We'll see what he has for the Charlotte Hornets. Game tips in less than 5 minutes.
NBA court is going to be something to make.
How would you describe your brother's game? Lonzo?
Flashy, confident.
He's a wizard with the ball.
Fun. Great passer, his team involved.
How about the pass from Lonzo Ball?
He knows how to win.
Lonzo, are you kidding me?
Welcome back to NBA Countdown, presented by Mountain Dew.
That was the Ball brothers chatting with Cassidy Hubbard this week. That's the only pair of brothers in NBA history to each be selected in the top 5 in the NBA draft. So a little bit of sibling bragging rights on the line here tonight in game 1 of our doubleheader. But with Lonzo and LaMelo squaring off, let's go through some of the most notable pairs of brothers. Dick and Tom Van Arsdale. They were both named All-Stars 3 times and are one of 2 sets of brothers to each make an All-Star team in the same season. The other pair to do this, that would be Mark and Paul Gasol, who were actually involved in the same trade back in February 2008 when Mark won a title with the Raptors in 2019. The Gasols became the first pair of brothers to each win an NBA championship. They also have the second most combined points by brothers in NBA history, trailing Georgia and Hawks legend Dominique Wilkins and his brother Gerald. They combined for over 38,000 points, with Dominique accounting for almost 27,000 of them by himself. Go Dogs. Let's welcome Woj back in for a little perspective, because LaMelo took a fairly unorthodox route to the NBA. So how does that change the way Charlotte is working through his development right now, Woj?
Yeah, Maria, I spoke with James Borrego, Charlotte's coach, and he has such a strong history in player development coming up in the Spurs system, and you saw what he did with that young group in Charlotte last year. And the thing that he told me he's really focused on was allowing the team and LaMelo Ball to get to know each other on the floor before they just threw him in for a significant amount of minutes from the beginning. There was no summer league. There's been no chance to really build a relationship on the floor and off it with COVID. And so you've seen them over time increase his minutes. And the thing that he has really worked with LaMelo Ball on is not always having to go for the home run play, that it's okay to hit some singles too in basketball. And one thing that Borrego told me he really has liked about LaMelo Ball, they didn't know coming in what kind of leader is he going to be, a teammate. Remember, this is a player who really has not finished a season of basketball with any team from high school to Europe to Australia for different reasons. He left before the seasons were over. They see a player who just loves to be around the group every day, who has learned everybody's name throughout the organization, and they really think